So the HTC One M8 is finally here. And for those of you who have used the original HTC One, you probably know about BlinkFeed and you're wondering what is new about it. But for the rest of you who are looking at the M8 as a possible entry point into HTC or even the Android game, which we think it is a great entry point, you're probably wondering what BlinkFeed is all about. And that is exactly what we're going to show you. Because it's Josh Vigar from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And this is your feature focus on the HTC One M8 regarding BlinkFeed. Alright, and so here we are. We're just taking a look at the HTC One M8 with its brand new BlinkFeed in Sense 6, or as they were calling it at the show, Sixth Sense. And that's primarily because of the contextual basis that it has now with new applications and the new ones that are coming out because the SDK has been opened up to developers. So just go ahead and jump right in. Here is BlinkFeed right here, but what I will tell you is I have been using this phone for a little while now, and what I've done is I have removed all of my sources here to kind of give you a look at what a fresh startup looks like for BlinkFeed. When you first turn on your phone, you're going to have two tiles. One that is shown right here that says get the latest news that matters to you and tap here to start. And you're going to get another one for your social media feeds. So that's the way you're going to get started. And we're just going to use that tile in order to get going. So here it is the add content area where you'll see all of the sources. Now there's a very big plethora of sources available on BlinkFeed that is more or less curated by HTC. We're going to go in and just add content from a bunch of different places. There are all these categories here, and we'll start off. I'll just kind of go through the typical ones. I'll go for gaming. Gaming highlights is just sort of a hodgepodge of the best ones that are out there, so we'll add that. I'm also a fan of these other sources. And Polygon, there we go. We'll also do lifestyle. And as you can see there, it is a curated list. You can't really add your own, which is a bit of a bummer when it comes to BlinkFeed. There's some sources out there that I would love to put into BlinkFeed and have it aggregate there, but it's okay that it's not there. All right, there you go. So those are the new sources that I've added into BlinkFeed. So we'll go and head back. And what's going to happen is it will update right away and you will get a BlinkFeed full of all of those sources. And you can see here already we have a lot of nice ones, and they're all in this tiled interface. The original BlinkFeed was paginated with a bunch of tiles that sort of lifted all up at the same time, but now it's just a perfect scroll, one that just sort of comes up with all these tiles, and it's not paginated anymore. And you can see all of the different sources that I have here. There's something for Titanfall from the gaming highlights. There's also Lifehacker right there for the design and lifestyle area. Oh, and also when you hit the menu button or swipe from the left, you will find that you can actually sort of hunker down into the sources, which is always great. So if you wanted to just look at, let's say, Core 77, you can click on that and you will only get stories from there. This is one of my favorite features of BlinkFeed that allows you to really just, if you only want to see news stories from one particular source because you just want to see what they were up to, then you can do that as well. We can always do the same for, let's say, Al Jazeera. And there you go. Those highlights categories that you saw just a second ago are also available for that. So you can always hunker down into just a particular genre of highlights if you want to. So from there, we'll go ahead and just go back to the highlights, and it will give us the highlights. And then we'll head over to services and apps. And this is where you can put in all of your information for the various social media feeds and whatnot. You can have Google+, Instagram, you can even have the calendar, but it will use the built-in calendar for that. Now there are other ones that are available, like the restaurant recommendations that will tap into your Foursquare account, and you'll get recommendations as to what nearby would be very good in terms of eating and going out for, let's say, a drink or something. And those will all be added in. Again, it will update again. And there you go. You can already see that I have some sources that were put in from the services and apps. This first one right over here, a nice place nearby called Rudy's Mexican Food, is the first suggestion or the first tile in the highlights area. And if we keep coming down, I have something from Google+, another mealtime idea, The Habit, great burger place, and more pictures from Instagram because I added that in. And also for further consolidation of all of your sources, you are actually able to post to certain social media outlets, including Google+ and Facebook, which I don't have set up on here at the moment. But depending on which ones are set up with your BlinkFeed, you should be able to post to those. That way, even from BlinkFeed, you will be able to update all of your friends as to what you're doing. So So that's just a look at BlinkFeed, and like I said, that is one of my favorite features of BlinkFeed is the fact that you can hunker down and really just see the sources that you want if you really want to just see one particular one. And after that, it's just a companion to the home screen that you already have inside of the Sense UI. So that is one of the reasons why you could take a look at the HTC One M8 as a possible entry point if you haven't already used an HTC One before, or if you are coming from a different platform other than Android. But nonetheless, this is a great update to the original HTC One, and BlinkFeed definitely shows how it has evolved over the years. So keep it tuned to Android Authority for all of the best coverage, especially our coverage of the HTC One M8. We have a lot of videos coming up for a lot of coverage, including a feature focus on the camera and of course my full review. So keep it tuned here, and remember, AndroidAuthority.com is your source for all things Android.